I've worked arsenic angstrom security guard for most of my life. It's not the most glamorous occupation, merely information technology. Wage the bill. Gas stations, convenience shop, small shop, topographic point where you're largely just sitting about, keeping associate and nursing eye on things merely. When iodine proverb, the ad for angstrom night shift astatine, the local promenade iodine idea. I'd finally stumble on something better. The wage Washington good, better than anything I'd see. Inch old age. The hours weren't bad either. 11 o'clock post-meridium to 6 o'clock ante-meridium. Information technology Washington, just one building and iodine. Calculate information technology would beryllium. Lull and easy. How difficult could information technology beryllium iodine? Could already imagine sitting back. Inch the security office observation, the camera and walkabout. Inch angstrom topographic point that felt excessively large for the silence of the night. Iodine use immediately and get angstrom. Call the following day. Information technology Washington, the director Mr. Hensley request if iodine could semen. Inch for associate in nursing interview that afternoon. Information technology look sudden, merely iodine didn't question information technology. Iodine necessitate the occupation, and the promenade was an army for the liberation of Rwanda from where iodine populate. Iodine drove over, try to shingle the feeling that this Washington all happening excessively fast. Washington, the promenade that desperate for angstrom. Nightguard, the interview Washington, quick about rush. Hensley ask about my experience, merely information technology didn't feel like helium. Washington, pay attention, helium run done the basics, check the camera every 15 to 30 minutes, bash hourly patrol, nothing out of the ordinary. By the end of information technology, helium look astatine main and ask, can you start tonight? That surprise main most topographic point privation time for paperwork. Oregon background check. Merely iodine wasn't about to argue certain iodine state, try not to sound excessively tidal bore. Helium look relieved, great, we're short-handed. Helium admit friction his temple like the day have be excessively hanker. Stopping point few guard didn't stopping point. Iodine hope you'll beryllium different. His words give main pause. What make helium mean by that? Merely earlier iodine could ask helium pass main angstrom key to the office and state main to report astatine. 11 o'clock post meridium sharp, the quick iodine get down the quick, I'd get pay. Iodine state myself. Iodine shook his hand, left the office and travel home to get angstrom. Few hours of sleep earlier my shift. When iodine arrive astatine, the promenade. Information technology Washington, dark and abandon the parking batch which during the day Washington pack with car. Washington about wholly empty. Angstrom few dispersed vehicles. Saturday neither the dim freshness of the parking light, merely the space felt excessively large, excessively low. Information technology make the building expression like angstrom sleeping giant, and for angstrom second iodine see turnabout and departure home. Something felt wrong. Iodine brush. Information technology murder arsenic first day nervousness and walk up to the employee entrance. Mr. Hensley meet main astatine the door. Helium didn't say much, just light emitting diode main done. The wind corridor to the security office, explain the basic protocol again. Arsenic we walk the office itself. Washington small angstrom cramped room. Astatine the back of the promenade fill with screen expose farinaceous footage from the camera disperse about the building. Check the camera every 15 to 30 minutes. Helium remind main bash your round brand certain nothing's out of topographic point. The usual helium glance. Astatine main earlier ad and support associate in nursing eye on the escalator clause. Inch the play area things happen there. Sometimes that stopping point part make main pause. Things happen. Helium beckon angstrom hand dismissively child largely try to sneak. Inch Oregon mess about after hours. You'll see iodine nod though his tone make my skin crawl. Angstrom little helium pass main angstrom print sheet of standard instruction manual. Shook my hand again and state good fortune I'll see you. Inch the morning once helium left iodine Washington alone. The silence of the empty promenade settle over main like angstrom heavy blanket. Iodine take angstrom seat. Inch front of the proctor. Flip done the camera feed the escalator clause. Be still the shop dark and empty for angstrom moment. Iodine relax. Information technology Washington just angstrom promenade nothing creepy about that, just angstrom large empty building. After angstrom few minutes iodine felt angstrom presence buttocks main. Iodine jump my heart pounding. They're standing just beside main. Washington angstrom janitor. Helium grin clearly amused by my chemical reaction. Didn't mean to panic you buddy. Helium state his voice Light you must beryllium the new guy iodine Lushkari Taiba out angstrom nervous laugh try to shingle murder the tension yeah that's main iodine didn't know their Washington angstrom janitor here astatine night helium shrug they always support one of United States about to clean and jerk up brand certain everything's ready for the following day his tone turn angstrom spot more serious just brand certain you follow the rule iodine blink the rule. You mean the instruction manual helium pass main. Angstrom crumble piece of paper look astatine main with associate in nursing phase earnestness these aren't from the director these are the rule you'll need if you privation to brand information technology done the night iodine blossom the paper 1/2 expect some kind of joke merely the list of rule information technology incorporate Washington anything merely funny story rule to support you safe astatine night rule 1 check the security camera every 15 to 30 minutes merely don't stare astatine the footage for excessively hanker rule 2 never expression directly astatine the mannequin after midnight if the mannequin change position leave the area immediately iodine gaze astatine the list my intestine tightening with discomfort you're serious the janitor's smile have disappear I'm warning you follow the rule Oregon you'll end up like the stopping point guy iodine try to laugh information technology murder you mean the stopping point guard helium gnawed his eyes cold helium. Discontinue after one night okay iodine stuff the paper into my pocket without check the remainder of the list chuckle nervously ly well I'm departure to brand my first round the janitor step aside giving main angstrom hanker expression earlier saying return care iodine nod and left the office merely his words lodge with main something about his tone his expression information technology felt murder like helium Washington. Truly afraid merely iodine wasn't departure to Lushkari Taiba some. WIRD. List of rule mess with my head information technology Washington just past midnight when iodine get down my patrol the promenade Washington Erie astatine night much more soul than iodine expect the dim light cast hanker distortion shadow along the tile floor every sound felt magnify my footfall repeat murder the wall the busyness of the fluorescent light the distant brook and groan of the building settling arsenic iodine make my manner down one of the main hallway iodine try to focus on the undertaking astatine hand the promenade wasn't huge merely information technology Washington large enough to need regular patrol there be plenty of shop to check some of them abandoned some lock up with display glance out from the dark buttocks their glass front angstrom children's play area stand approach the food court silent and still the colorful plastic plaything looks strange and lifeless nether the dim emergency light farther down. Iodine could brand out the escalator clause still and freeze. Inch. Their usual ascent like relic from angstrom busy time iodine Washington acquiring used to the silence when iodine detects something strange inch one of the clothing shop the shop door Washington wide open iodine stop my flashlight sweeping over the dark and inside iodine couldn't see anything out of topographic point astatine first merely arsenic iodine travel the radio beam about the shop iodine detect motion inch my peripheral vision angstrom rebuff shift like something Oregon person Washington. Concealment inch the dark iodine turn my head to expression directly astatine information technology merely their Washington nothing just angstrom few mannequins standing approach the back arsenic inactive arsenic always iodine sigh and shook my head information technology Washington nothing just my nervousness iodine wasn't departure to Lushkari Taiba that janitor's creepy list get into my head then iodine hear information technology the faint sound of clothing rustling my flashlight flicker back toward the mannequin and their information technology Washington one of them have decidedly travel information technology Washington standing angstrom little closer now slightly out of position compared to the others iodine could feel my pulse start to accelerate hey Mr. Janitor iodine name out more out of frustration than anything else this have to beryllium some kind of buffoonery helium Washington probably observation main from the shadow try to freak main out merely their Washington no answer just the soft phase shuffle of fabric buttocks main again iodine turns slowly my flashlight scanning the mannequin and that's when iodine proverb information technology one of them have changed position again information technology head now facing directly toward the exit my breath hitch inch my throat no one else Washington hear their Washington no manner this Washington angstrom trick iodine back out of the shop quickly iodine didn't privation to stay any longer than necessity arsenic. Iodine walk away, iodine keep gling glance over my shoulder, and then iodine hear information technology footfall, merely not convention footfall, they be heavy rough like wood Oregon plastic scraping against the floor, my heart get down pounding inch my thorax, iodine turn about and their information technology Washington, the lap mannequin from the shop information technology stand inch the center of the hallway gaze astatine main with information technology space lifeless face, the hair on the back of my neck stand up, iodine could feel the blood drain from my face, arsenic iodine watch information technology slowly stiff information technology get down to move toward main information technology joint creak and groan with every measure information technology motion be robotic stiff like angstrom doll being dragged forward, iodine make what any sane person would bash, iodine run, iodine turn on my heel and bolt down the hallway, my footfall repeat inch the huge emptiness of the promenade. Iodine didn't care how pathetic iodine look, iodine just necessitate to get away from that thing, iodine round the corner ducking into the hallway, that light emitting diode toward the public toilet, the footfall buttocks main have stopped, merely iodine didn't dare expression back, iodine explosion into the public toilet spatter cold water on my face, try to convert myself, that information technology Washington all inch my head, merely arsenic. Iodine look into the mirror, iodine proverb something else angstrom. Woman Washington standing approached the stable, her back to main dress inch the plain uniform of angstrom cleaning lady, iodine blink and she Washington travel, my heart jump, angstrom beat, iodine spin about, merely there Washington no one there, the public toilet Washington empty, iodine collapse to my knee exhaust and terrified, what Washington happening, iodine try to gather my idea to brand sense of information technology all merely nothing, Washington add up, then iodine remember the list, iodine pull the crumble paper from my pocket and blossom information technology with shaking hands, there right obviously inch black ink be the following few rule 3 if angstrom mannequin expression like it's following you don't expression back, mannequin sometimes follow guard, merely if you ignore them they'll stop, if you expression they'll know you're aware and they'll get closer, iodine felt my heart sink, iodine have look, rule 4 avoid look into the mirror of the public toilet excessively late for that my stomach writhe inch not arsenic, iodine recognize, iodine have already interrupt 2 of the rule any Washington happening, iodine Washington devising information technology worse, rule 5 if you hear person talk inside associate in nursing abandoned shop bash not listen, iodine swallow difficult, iodine hadn't hear anyone yet, merely just knowing the rule have their make main uneasy, rule 6 if you hear angstrom child laugh from the play area leave immediately, rule 7 if you check the time and it's earlier than the stopping point time you look immediately return to the security office, iodine glance astatine my watch instinctively check the time, information technology read 11:30 post meridian, my blood run cold there Washington no manner, information technology Washington 11:30 iodine have get down my patrol after midnight and information technology have be angstrom while since then this wasn't possible, iodine didn't need to beryllium state twice, iodine rush out of the public toilet. My heart racing, arsenic iodine make my manner back toward the security office, the air about main look heavy now more oppressive and the light operating expense flicker faintly, the promenade once angstrom topographic point, iodine have idea would beryllium lull and safe now felt like angstrom life entity observation and wait, iodine reach the office slam the door buttocks main my breathing Washington torment my nervousness fray, iodine check my watch again, information technology Washington about 1 o'clock anti-meridium that look right, merely what have happened earlier, why have the time changed like that, iodine Saturday down try to sweetheart my shaking hands, iodine necessitate to support my head on heterosexual, iodine wasn't departure to Lashkar-e-Taiba this topographic point get to main, iodine pull out the list again reading done the stay rule 8 lock the security office door between 4 o'clock anti-meridium and 4:30 anti-meridium and bash not open information technology for anyone if they knock they might not beryllium the person you think they are, check the camera to confirm, rule 9 if you hear person crying inch angstrom dressing room bash not open the door, rule 10 if you hear associate in nursing escalator clause run bash not investigate watch the area on the security camera, rule 11 nether no fortune should you leave earlier your shift end if you bash you hazard something following you outside the promenade, iodine Lashkar-e-Taiba out angstrom nervous laugh what kind of Occupation have iodine take World Health Organization have write these rule iodine couldn't brand sense of any of information technology merely arsenic iodine Saturday they're the weight of everything that have happened pressed down on main the mannequin the time shift the figure inch the mirror this wasn't convention any Washington departure on iodine necessitate to survive the night information technology Washington past 1 o'clock. Anti-meridium and iodine necessitate to go for another round arsenic. Much arsenic iodine desire to stay lock inch the security office iodine no iodine have to follow the security protocol besides the camera show nothing unusual soul iodine gather my courage and step back out into the promenade arsenic iodine walk cautiously down the main hallway iodine get down hearing something angstrom faint mumbling approach from associate in nursing abandoned shop my blood run cold arsenic iodine. Remember rule 5 iodine stop inch my path heart pounding inch my thorax the mumbling sound approach from the abandoned shop Washington low barely audible over the faint busyness of the mall's air conditioning merely information technology Washington unmistakable there Washington person Oregon something talk inside iodine coerce myself to move my legs feeling like lead rule 5 repeat inch my head if you hear person talk inside associate in nursing abandoned shop bash not listen iodine try to block out the sound. Relation myself information technology Washington just my imagination merely the soft inexplicable mutter prevail growth loud the closer iodine get to the shop iodine glance astatine the glass shop front the windows be covered with paper blocking any position of the inside my breath hitch arsenic iodine accelerate my pace refuse to evening glance inch information technology direction iodine didn't privation to know what Washington buttocks those document Oregon what Washington causing that sound the voice Washington rise now clear merely still falsify like person talk submerged iodine have to get away iodine make information technology past the shop refuse to expression back the voice get down to slice and iodine felt the tension inch my body ease slightly merely arsenic iodine turn the corner and enter the following corridor iodine hear information technology again footfall merely not convention footfall they be rough uneven like the drag sound of something solid scraping against the floor about like would Oregon plastic my stomach writhe iodine. Know what information technology Washington earlier iodine evening turnabout information technology Washington the mannequin my instinct shout astatine main not to expression back memory rule 3 if angstrom mannequin expression like it's following you don't expression back if you ignore them they'll stop if you expression they'll know you're aware and they'll get closer iodine walk fast keeping my eyes heterosexual ahead try to ignore the growth sound of the mannequin's motion buttocks. Main each measure information technology take look heavy more consider my heart rush arsenic the footfall turn closer merely iodine didn't dare bend about just support walk iodine state myself the sound of the mannequin's motion turned faint and finally iodine could no longer hear information technology iodine lushkari taiba out angstrom breath iodine hadn't recognized iodine Washington retention and decelerate my pace my hands be shaking merely astatine least iodine have follow the rule any Washington following main have stopped for now then iodine hear something else the distant busyness of machinery associate in nursing escalator clause run iodine freeze the blood drain from my face rule 10 if you hear associate in nursing escalator clause run bash not investigate watch the area on the security camera iodine turn on my heel and bolt for the security office iodine wasn't departure to hazard breakage. Another rule particularly after what iodine have just be done my mind. Rush. Arsenic iodine rush back down the hallway past the now lull abandoned shop and toward the safety of the security office iodine could hear the escalator clause inch the distance that United Nations confusable mechanical be merely iodine didn't stop iodine explosion into the office slam the door buttocks main and lock information technology my breath come inch short torment gasp iodine immediately turn my attention to the security proctor flip done the camera feed the escalator clause camera come into position and their information technology Washington angstrom figure information technology wasn't angstrom person not precisely information technology Washington something else the figure Washington tall unnaturally tall information technology limb hanker and lank information technology face obscure by shadow information technology Washington standing on the escalator clause information technology body stiff and jerky travel inch decelerate unnatural motion arsenic the stairs transport. Information technology upward iodine gaze astatine the screen freeze inch topographic point my mind rush try to procedure what iodine Washington visual perception the figure's head turns slowly arsenic if detection something and then impossibly information technology look heterosexual astatine the camera heterosexual astatine main the proctor get down flicker static filling the screen angstrom loud buzz sound filling the room iodine snap my gaze away from the camera memory rule 1 don't stare. Astatine the footage for excessively hanker the buzz stop about immediately and when iodine glance back astatine the proctor the escalator clause Washington empty the figure Washington travel iodine Saturday back inch my chair my body shaking iodine couldn't bash this anymore my nervousness be shooting and the rule those damned rule be start to feel like angstrom barbarous game plan to interruption main iodine just have to brand. Information technology done the night just angstrom few more hours. Iodine state myself the following hours pass inch silence iodine stay inch the security office excessively shake to bash another round iodine keep glance astatine the proctor observation the empty hallway the still shop the escalator clause that stay inactive now everything look composure merely the air inch the office Washington midst with tension then iodine hear something that set angstrom cold wave of apprehension down my spinal column. Angstrom knock astatine the door iodine jump my heart. Leap into my throat iodine freeze my eyes flit toward the security proctor to check the hallway outside the office there Washington no one there merely the knock come again 3 sharp rap against the door arsenic if person Washington standing just outside and then iodine hear angstrom voice hey how's the night departure still think the rule are funny story information technology Washington the janitor Oregon astatine least information technology sound like him iodine proverb swallow difficult. Memory Rule 8 lock the security office door between 4 o'clock anti-meridium and 4:30 anti-meridium and bash not open information technology for anyone if they knock they might not beryllium the person you think there check the camera to confirm iodine glance astatine the clock information technology Washington 4:03 anti-meridium my heart thump inch my thorax arsenic iodine check the camera feed again. The hallway outside the office Washington wholly empty merely the knock continue more. Insistent this time the janitor's voice repeat done the door sounding friendly merely somehow murder seaman on open up I'll tell you what's truly departure on here iodine stand freeze my hand hover approach the door handle my mind rush information technology sound like the janitor merely iodine no better than to trust my instinct astatine this point iodine check the camera again still nothing the hallway Washington empty iodine couldn't open the door iodine wouldn't the knock stop suddenly. Silence fill the office again and iodine lushkari taiba out angstrom rickety breath iodine keep observation the camera not dare to move until finally the janitor look on the screen helium Washington standing right outside the door now gaze heterosexual into the camera helium knock again his face writhe into associate in nursing eerie smile iodine felt my stomach drop the manner helium gaze into the camera information technology didn't look homo his body get down to waver like helium Washington make of smoke and then slowly helium disperse into the air departure nothing merely associate in nursing empty hallway iodine check the clock 4:30 anti-meridium any information technology have be information technology Washington travel now for the first time inch hours the air felt still the oppressive weight that have be hanging over main look to lift if lone angstrom little iodine could feel the tension easing from my shoulder though my body still felt like angstrom gyrate spring ready to catch. Astatine any moment iodine stand up my muscle ache from being hunch over the proctor for soul hanker iodine necessitate to stretch my legs to move about if lone to shingle murder the tariant's apprehension that cling to main like angstrom shadow after everything that have happened iodine wasn't keen on make another full moon patrol merely stay inch the office felt suppression possibly angstrom short walk just about the immediate area of the office would aid clear my head the promenade Washington still. Death-like lull the faint busyness of electricity the lone sound that repeat done the corridor the fluorescent light flicker sporadically cast hanker falsify shadow that look to shift arsenic iodine walk iodine keep my eyes down try not to focus on the mannequin the shop Oregon the eerie silence that have settled over everything arsenic iodine round the corner approach the security office iodine about jump out of my skin the janitor Washington standing there leaning casually against the wall with that Lap-friendly smile he'd have the first time we meet information technology Washington the real number janitor this time astatine least iodine hope information technology Washington helium look more homo more tangible than the strange apparition I'd see earlier inch the night rough night helium ask his voice lied about tease iodine didn't know how to react iodine stand there my mind racing arsenic iodine try to accommodate what iodine have see earlier the knock the figure dissolving into mist. With the man standing in front of me now you could say that iodine mumble try to support my voice sweetheart helium lean his head his smile attenuation slightly you follow the rule didn't you iodine try iodine state my throat dry what be this topographic point why are these rule evening angstrom thing the janitor lushkari taiba out angstrom low chortle merely information technology wasn't the friendly warm sound information technology have be earlier inch the night this laugh. Washington. Hollow tinge with something dark iodine state you the rule are there to support you safe helium state his eyes narrowing there's more departure on here than you understand much more iodine take angstrom measure back my malaise growth with every word helium spoke what bash you mean what's departure on inch this promenade helium shrugged the smile returned to his face you'll figure information technology out Oregon possibly you won't either manner there's no escape information technology helium get down to walk away turn down the dimly literature corridor without another word his motion be decelerate consider like helium wasn't inch any rush to leave iodine couldn't lushkari taiba information technology go iodine necessitate to know what helium Washington talk about iodine necessitate answer delay iodine name after him my voice repeat down the empty hallway what bash you mean no escape information technology what are you try to say the janitor didn't stop helium keep walk his footfall eerily. Lull against the tile floor despair and frustration bubble up inside Maine and earlier iodine no information technology iodine Washington following him determined to get some kind of explanation iodine round the corner after him merely when iodine get there the hallway Washington empty helium Washington travel again my heart thump inch my thorax arsenic iodine stand there gaze down the empty corridor there Washington no manner helium could rich person disappear so quickly helium have just be. Their iodine look about scanning the area for any sign of him merely the promenade have fall back into information technology eerie silence and then iodine hear information technology angstrom soft smother crying the sound Washington faint astatine first about excessively lulled to notice merely arsenic iodine stand there freeze inch topographic point information technology turn loud more distinct angstrom woman's voice sob softly somewhere nearby my skin prickle with malaise iodine know the rule. Iodine have them memorized by now and iodine know precisely what this Washington Rule 9 if you hear person crying inch angstrom dressing room bash not open the door iodine swallow difficult try to block out the sound merely the crying prevail information technology look to beryllium approach from one of the shop up ahead the smother shortness of breath repeat faintly done the abandoned hallway every instinct iodine have Washington. Relation Maine to walk away to get back to the office and delay. Out the stopping point hour of my shift inch silence merely there Washington something about the crying that pull Maine toward information technology associate and nursing about magnetic force that make information technology impossible to ignore what if person truly necessitate aid what if this Washington all inch my head what if the rule be just some sick joke iodine shook my head try to clear my idea iodine have already interrupt excessively many of the rule tonight this wasn't angstrom joke. The janitor have warned Maine and iodine wasn't about to ignore him now merely still the crying continue information technology Washington loud now more insistent the sound repeat from somewhere deep inch the shop just ahead of Maine information technology didn't sound right information technology Washington excessively hollow excessively falsify like angstrom recording of person crying rather than associate in nursing actual person iodine stand their tear between curiosity and fear until finally. The decision Washington make for Maine the crying stops suddenly everything Washington lull excessively lull the air felt midst oppressive like the wall of the promenade be shutting inch on Maine my thorax tighten and iodine recognize iodine have be retention my breath then slowly angstrom figure look on one of the security camera iodine have be monitoring done the corridor iodine have left the office merely the camera be still connect to my device iodine couldn't tear my eyes away from the Screen arsenic iodine proverb her angstrom woman picket with hanker dark hair that hang limply over her face obscure her feature she Washington dress inch plain outdated clothing her body hunch over arsenic she travels slowly down the hallway her foot barely touched the land she Washington floating my heart jump into my throat arsenic iodine watch her approach the dressing room her body drifting closer to the entrance her shoulder shaking. With silent shortness of breath she hovered just outside the door arsenic if wait for main to follow her inside iodine take angstrom measure back my pulsation racing this wasn't real number information technology couldn't beryllium iodine have see things tonight strange things merely this Washington something else holy iodine squash my eyes close volition the figure to disappear to leave main alone when iodine opened them she Washington travel merely the crying have get down again this time right. Buttocks main iodine didn't think iodine bolt down. The hallway run arsenic fast arsenic my legs would carry main the sound of the woman's cry repeat done the hallway growth loud and more desperate with every measure iodine take iodine didn't dare expression back didn't dare hazard another glance all iodine no Washington that iodine necessitate to get out of there now by the time iodine reached the security office iodine Washington breathless my stallion body shaking with fear iodine slam. The door close buttocks main locking information. Technology arsenic quickly arsenic iodine could and collapse into the chair inch front of the proctor my thorax heave with each breath the epinephrine still coursing done main the fluorescent light operating expense flicker faintly cast eerie shadow on the wall iodine felt trapped like angstrom corner animal with no manner out merely the faint hope that my shift would end soon iodine glance astatine the proctor my heart sink there she Washington the woman the lap picket figure her hair hanging limply over her face travel inch that natural hover manner she Washington no longer just roll the hallway she Washington head directly toward the security office my blood run cold arsenic iodine watch her on the proctor she float down the hallway closer and closer her decelerate jerky motion phase she didn't walk like angstrom convention person she barely travel her foot astatine all glide just above the land a sob Washington travel merely the weight of her presence Washington smother. Information technology Washington arsenic if the very air about her falsify with her approach bending world itself iodine check the camera feed urgently flip between angles she Washington acquiring closer my breath accelerate arsenic iodine watch her drift past the closed shop her face obscure by her hair her weaponry hitch astatine her side every second she get near and iodine felt my panic rise claw astatine my throat iodine reach for the list of rule grip information technology tightly inch my shaking hands don't open the door iodine repeat the idea over and over inch my head like angstrom mantra don't open the door no matter what the woman stopped just outside the security office iodine could see her now on the proctor the camera trained right on the door she stand there silent and still like angstrom statue for angstrom moment iodine make bold to hope that she would leave that possibly she'd slice away like angstrom bad dream merely then the knock get down soft astatine first barely angstrom pat merely each knock turn loud more forceful until information technology felt like the stallion door Washington rattle my pulsation thump inch my ear submerge out everything else she Washington they're just inch away on the other side and iodine could feel her presence like angstrom cold weight pressed down on main iodine check the proctor again pray she would disappear merely she didn't her body Washington rigid non-moving merely the knock continue growth loud and more violent with each pass second. The door frame shook arsenic if information technology wouldn't clasp much longer iodine clamp my hands over my ear squeeze my eyes close try to block her out this wasn't real number information technology couldn't beryllium real number merely the knock lone turn more intense more insistent like person pounding with their fist my heart rush my body shaking arsenic iodine gaze astatine the door unable to move then iodine here information technology hey open up it's the director iodine freeze. The voice Washington familiar excessively familiar information technology Washington Mr. Hensley merely something felt wrong iodine check the clock my heart thunder inch my thorax 601 anti-meridium relief wash over main merely intuition crawl inch immediately Washington information technology truly him Oregon Washington this another trick iodine check the camera one stopping point time the woman Washington travel no sign of the picket figure no shadow no presence everything okay inch there. Mr. Hensley's voice name again sounding closer now more refer open up your shifts over iodine hesitate my hand hover over the door handle iodine have survived the night hadn't iodine the clock show information technology Washington past 600 anti-meridium and nothing have semen for main inch those final moment merely the event of the night have shake Maine to the core and iodine wasn't ready to trust anyone. Without check 1 stopping point time iodine glance astatine the proctor 1. Stopping point time double check the feed outside the office and their helium Washington Mr. Hensley standing just outside the door look precisely arsenic helium have when iodine first meet him no eerie figure no falsify face just him the director with angstrom shaking hand iodine unlock the door and open information technology Mr. Hensley stand there his expression softening arsenic helium proverb the expression on my face rough night helium ask his voice fill with concern iodine nod. Slowly still try to procedure everything yeah you could say that helium frown detect the expression of fear etch across my face you alright you expression like you see angstrom ghost iodine laugh bitterly nether my breath something like that iodine didn't go into detail iodine didn't tell him about the mannequin Oregon the crying woman information technology didn't look real number anymore iodine Washington just happy the night Washington over merely something Gwed astatine Maine something. That iodine necessitate to know earlier iodine left this topographic point for good what about the janitor iodine asks suddenly the One World Health Organization plant the night shift Mr. Hensley look astatine Maine perplex what janitor my stomach drop the One World Health Organization Washington here all night helium give Maine angstrom list of rule to follow Mr. Hensley shook his head his expression turned serious there's no night janitor no one plant here astatine night demur you my mind. Stagger the piece didn't fit together none of information technology makes sense iodine gaze astatine Mr. Hensley my idea racing if they're Washington no janitor then World Health Organization Oregon what have be warning Maine and the rule where have they semen from iodine didn't ask any more question iodine pass him my key discontinue on the topographic point and walk out of the promenade without look back any have happen. There any lurk inch the dark corner of that topographic point iodine. Wasn't departure to stick about to discovery out more arsenic iodine drove away the weight of the night still heavy on my thorax iodine recognized that some topographic point are better left alone and that promenade information technology Washington one of them iodine volition never tax return to that topographic point again.